Do you think the Niners can compete this weekend against Seattle, given that they're not going to have Trent Williams, Raheem Mostert, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Nick Bosa, D Ford, Dre Greenlaw, Jimmy Ward, Jaquaski Tart, Richard Sherman, and probably a couple Nick Mullins. Who else?
A lot of other guys, I think. Well, in the middle of the season, we could compete against the Seahawks, but right now it's the end of the season. Everybody knows that we don't have any more playoff hopes. So what I think of is that this is going to be a typical tank game for the 49ers. I don't mind that we want to win that game against the Seahawks. Kyle Shanahan shoot cuts against the Cardinals, I think, for this season at least. He showed everybody that he can just beat anyone with almost any players in the NFL, with the help of Robert Saleh, of course.
No, it's true. That's true.
But I don't mind that Kyle Shanahan wants to compete against the Seahawks, even though it's sad because they are divisional opponents and nobody likes Seahawks, who is a 49ers fan.
Right.
But they just don't want to.
Sean, I'm going to come back to you in a second. I think it's it's really interesting what you said about a possible tank game, and I agree. And you know what? If Kyle Shanahan were to treat this game as a preseason game, I wouldn't fault him. You know, like if he played 3 quarterbacks in this game and said, I want to evaluate all 3. It's worth more to me to see a little bit of Rosen and a little bit of Johnson and a little bit of Beathard than to actually win the game. I'd be like, yeah, sure, absolutely. You know, winning the game only hurts their draft position. You know, and plus they're not going to win the game. Seattle's really good. They're not going to win this game. So instead of going for broke, trying to win it, if they lose, hey, you know, no one will fault you. And now you'll pick 11th or 12th instead of 15th or 16th. And that's good.
Yep. I think that is going to happen. It's just a preseason game. We are preparing for the next season. We just want to see how much of our second or third strings players are good or good enough to play for the 49ers next season. I think game can be interesting in some different ways, and this game is not going to be interesting because we want to win that game. It's going to be interesting because we are trying to evaluate the value of our second and third string players.
That's right. Like, I don't think Fred Warner should play in the second half.
Nope.
I don't think who else? Kyle Juszczyk should play in the second half, or you know, anyone who freaking matters. McGlinchey has to play the whole game. You got to play 4 quarters.
Yep.
But Warner should stop. Who am I missing right now? Oh, Kittle. George Kittle. Do not play in the second half because the Niners are going to be down by 2 touchdowns at halftime. Yep. Good call. Treat it as like week 1 of the preseason. See what Sean asked. Grant, you just don't get it. CJ is so good. He doesn't need stinking footwork. Pass rusher quiets the secondary need for 1 year. Sea pigeons are old. Yeah, I appreciate you, Sean. Happy New Year. Yeah, it's true. The thing with CJ is he doesn't need mechanics, footwork, anything. He's just the next Patrick Mahomes. He makes it work.
Of course. And he is tough. And that's the most important thing for the 49ers. He is tough.
So tough. The toughest of the tough.